All right, so the contents of this video that I'm going to share with you is it's complicated. I'm a victim of cyber stalking, as is my husband, and I'll try to keep this brief. If I stammer a bit, it's I apologize. I'm trying to compile this evidence in a manner that is cohesive and coherent, and that makes sense to the viewer. So my apartment is located here, where this blue dot is, and I mean the reason it moves a little bit is because I do have a privacy invasion issue on the phone, which I'll be getting into. But even when it's moving, it stays within a certain parameter. You know, as you can see, it doesn't go all the way out here or all the way out here. And I'm gonna get to why that's significant. So here you can see this is my location, and you see where it says 4 months ago, 3 weeks ago, and see, I've never been to the fire station. I have never been to fire station 234. And until I actually sift through the data on my phone, I had no idea where it was located. I knew it was somewhere. I knew it was somewhere behind the building, but you know, I didn't know exactly where. And it's quite out of my way because normally whenever I go out, I always go to the bank. I always go to the bank around I always go to the CIBC around here. So, I'm nowhere near Toronto Fire Station 234, and I'm going to explain in this video why this is significant. As you know, you know, and here it says 7 months ago I rented a car from Enterprise, and of course, I don't have a license. I don't drive. My G2 expired when I was too young to rent a car, so there's no way I could have rented a car. And you see, Tim Hortons, I have a gluten intolerance. I cannot eat gluten. And excuse me, I gotta take a drink of water here. And apparently, 4 months ago, it says that I was in Tim Hortons for 7 hours, which is impossible. So why is this significant? So, anyways, as you know, there have been a lot of fire alarms at 4301 Kingston. And I have always suspected that the fire department was and the city were involved. And of course, my suspicions are confirmed because we can, and I will, and as I go through this video, you will see that you will see that people who in the building who are invading my privacy, who live in the surrounding apartments, who live in the surrounding apartments and in other places in the building. uh it shows that the trip log, the my location history shows that the people who are invading my privacy have been colluding with the fire department, and spreading my information around the building, my private information. They have access to my phone, and and they have been working with TCHC management to try to drive my husband and I out of the building, cause us stress. I mean, that's what my YouTube channel is all about. It's documented history of everything that's happened since January 26th. And I mean, it's been going on since the beginning of our tenancy, but I lost a lot of those videos, my old channel, and I'm not going to get into it, but anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my screen recordings and show you exactly what I mean. So this is a standard trip that this is a standard trip that I take to the bank. So here you can see my apartment. You can see where I've left, gone to the bank, gone to Shoppers, gone to No Frills to pick up some eggs, and I've taken a cab back. See, and then I go back directly to my apartment. My apartment is the thing flashing in blue. So this is a standard trip. This is a standard trip that I would take to the bank, to the grocery store, and you'll find out, as you watch the video, you'll find out why this is significant. So, whoops, that's a call I made to. This is a call I made to the special constable. That was a lot. That was a Well, I called the special constable to report this cyber stalking, but this isn't exactly. I wanted to get a report number, but this isn't exactly their jurisdiction. So hold on. I just try to get. I just want to get to my. Okay, I want to get to the main list here. So, anyways. So anyways, here is an example of the fire, where it says I've been to the fire department. Now, I have never been to the fire department. I don't like the fire department because of the harassment, and it's out of my way. So the little marker that says 4301 Kingston Road is not my apartment. So uh that is the apartment where that is the headquarters where the neighbors are colluding harassment with the fire department. As you can see, it doesn't even say I've even been in my apartment on the 17th. So apparently I, you know, apparently I left the fire station at 6:07 a.m., and I'm usually asleep at that time. I've got a sleep problem, so I usually sleep from about 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. unless I'm really upset about something, or I got to go to the bank in the morning, or you know, I'm doing work. So tonight is a night I'm doing work because we have an HRTO complaint against the city of Toronto and TCHC, we're pertaining to discrimination, harassment, and now stalking. Stalking by neighbors, and now we have more evidence to back up the stalking because look, let me break it down for you. This phone, I bought this phone when I lived when my husband and I lived at the Roehampton Hotel shelter, where, of course, we were brutally harassed, and I knew that I needed a good phone to be quick, to be able to store a lot of videos, and so I bought this phone. It was $500, which is, it's a lot for me to spend on a phone, but it's special. It's one of my prized possessions. I know it's accurate. You saw the trip to the bank, that I showed you. It's accurate. And you see, I rarely leave the apartment. I do not like going out in public. And so when you see that when it shows that I've made all these trips, it can't possibly be. I don't, my husband, I love him. He's clumsy. He's a clumsy oaf. But and and I would never lend him this phone because I know he'll probably drop it and break it. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. But this phone never leaves my sight. So the only explanation as to why it's telling me that I've been places that I haven't been is because I have a privacy invasion issue. You know, people in the building I don't even know, as well as people who work in the fire department, they have access. Hold on, I want to make sure this is recording. Yes, this is recording. They have access to my phone without my knowledge or consent. Well, without my knowledge or consent, definitely without my consent. And I mean, this is nothing new. This has been going on in both of our lives for years. And unfortunately, it's very hard to get the authorities to do anything about stalking, especially when organized crime is involved. Now, anyways, as you can see, it says I visit. The total in total, it said that I visited the fire station 7 times, sometimes for 3 days at a time. And camera surveillance in the fire station will confirm that, I have never set foot in the fire department. Why would I even go there? So for somebody to have spent, who has been on my phone, who has spent overnight or spent days in the, in the fire department, they have to either work in the fire department or have connections with somebody who does. And the cursor here at 43, where it says 4301 Kingston Road, that's an apartment down the hall. It's not my apartment. So basically, the neighbors, and I'm going to pull this up right now. This is an example. I'm not going to be able to go through all the videos. I am gonna post all the images on Twitter, but I'm not gonna be able to go through everything. So, well, I will, but this is just an introductory video, and I want to try to explain this so that it's simple and easy to understand without getting too complicated. So here it says Saturday, September 17th, 2022, telling me I left an apartment I don't even live in to go to Tim Hortons with gluten, food full of gluten that I don't even eat. And then, of course, to discuss, but of course, I mean, I didn't go there. The people cyber stalking me went from that apartment, and I have the exact latitude and longitude of that apartment, which I can show in my images. So, anyways, neighbors, put it simply, neighbors go to Tim Hortons to discuss the contents of my phone, and the fire department people go to Tim Hortons, and then they where they spend 7 hours. See how you know how I said I'm usually asleep between 6 and 2, so here at Tim Hortons, it says I was apparently there from 6:07 a.m. to 2:58 p.m. First of all, my husband's a wonderful cook. Why would I? Why